Welcome back to Serenity Firearms. I'm going to start this video by saying I do not own any Hi-Point firearms personally, but I have fired them, and for a gun that takes so much crap, it performed flawlessly for me. The buddy of mine who actually owns both of these, he used this Model 9 in his carry course, and he actually had 2 feeding issues throughout the entire course. Alright, he actually brought it to me for stippling because its grips are the only issue that he had with it. Once he started sweating, it became more difficult for him to control, and he requested I go on and do some stippling on the sides. He actually wanted some down here, and then he wanted the back done. Alright. So that's actually why I have it. I haven't done the stippling yet. I figured I would go ahead and make the video. I actually requested he bring the carbine, but he hasn't requested any work on it, and the grip on it personally is just as bad as the pistol. But like I said, I requested he bring that, just so I'll probably end up throwing a review up on it as well. We'll take a look at it. The thing is, in today's climate, you have a bunch of supposed shooters talking shit about firearms over their appearance and their price point. A, without owning them, B, without shooting them, and or C, with firing them 4 or 5 times at a friend's and deciding they know everything about that firearm they need and then talking a bunch of crap. And then trying to play off like they're some sort of firearm guru. More often than not, their bitching actually stops the day they end up owning one. And it's then the greatest purchase ever. A lot of Glock haters are this way as well. I've seen it time and time again. The only complaint I ever had about a Glock prior to was I didn't like the grip. I fired it a bunch, but the grip took getting used to. This particular Hi-Point is the Model 9. Alright. It is a polymer framed, semi-automatic, blowback operated compact pistol. Alright. It's a single stack. The magazines carry 8. It's actually, the slide is made of a zinc alloy. Well, the slide and bolt are zinc alloy with steel reinforcing inserts, and then it actually has like a black powder coated finish. Alright. Striker Fire design actually lacks a firing pin block. That's one drawback to it. So, and because of that, a lot of people who carry them don't like to carry it locked and loaded. Although it does have a safety on it. Alright. Down is to fire. Up is safe. Alright. And like I said, so I mean, you do have an external safety, but a lot of people still don't like to actually carry it locked and loaded. One of the biggest complaints you have about these is actually their weight. They're criticized pretty heavily because they are heavier firearms. This one comes in, I think, right around 29 ounces. I've also seen and heard quite a bit of complaints on these things having feeding issues. And in the past, they actually did have issues with their magazines. But they've reworked their magazines, and a lot of those issues have gone away. I don't know. A lot of times when you do have magazine issues, some simple adjustments to the ears on the magazines will fix it. Other times, if you're having feeding issues, you can actually polish the feed ramp, and it'll fix the problem. Sometimes it's just a matter of switching to a different brand of ammo. Or, if you've just purchased the firearm, giving it the factory recommended break-in period. And Hi-Point only recommends 100 to 200 rounds as a break-in period for these sidearms. the thing to remember is a firearm is a tool. The most important question is, does it do the job? All right? And they actually are fairly reliable sidearms. I fired some pistols that were, you know, $1,000 plus that were less reliable than a High Point. Like I said, my buddy used it in his concealed carry class. Not because he didn't have another option. He actually owns a Smith & Wesson M&P. But this was cheaper, and he didn't care if he lost it or something happened to it. And he trusts it, and for good reason. It actually comes from the factory with 3-dot sights. Alright, I don't know if you can see that. But, you've got a yellow front sight and then 2 red rear sights. Alright, it has a 3.5-inch barrel. Like I said, it weighs about 29 ounces. And it's roughly the size of a Glock 19. Alright, roughly. But it is heavier than a Glock 19, naturally. Extra mags for this run about $15 each. They actually sell mags for it that you can that are 10-round mags, and they have a grip extension on them. All right. Like I said, generally speaking, these firearms, they take a lot of hate. I mean, you're looking at a gun that costs less than $200. Like I said, they're actually excellent sidearms. They're just really ugly. They're very cheap. With the blowback design, they can actually get very dirty and keep on operating. Like I said, I don't actually own any. I have fired them. And in preparation for this, I actually, I looked up a bunch of reviews, other people's like magazine reviews, stuff like that. Was reading in on them, figuring I'd go ahead and throw one up. Because like I said, most people they don't have anything good to say about them. And most people don't have a whole lot of knowledge about them. They just don't like them because of their appearance and their price. At the same time, some of those same people will sit there and complain about a Glock because it's so ugly, but it's so expensive. If I had one of these handed to me, I'd have no problem carrying it, firing it. And if you're looking for an extremely affordable option, it definitely fits the bill. It's not one that you're going to pull out and show off to your friends. It is a working pistol. And when you really think about it, if you are concealed carrying a sidearm and you end up actually having to use it, and the police during the investigation are going to have to take that firearm, what would you rather lose? A $600 to $700 Glock, SIG, FN, or H&K, or would you rather lose a $150 High Point 9? I mean, I'd rather lose this. Like I said, I don't own one, and if I ever ended up having to use one, I'd end up losing one of those $600 to $700 pistols. Well, more than likely, mine's a Gen 3 that I carry, so it'd be a $400 pistol nowadays. But like I said, this you won't even blink an eye if you end up having to lose. But it's a matter of taste, really. Like I said, it's actually a fairly good firearm. The issues that they've had with the magazines, a lot of them have been solved. They did a bunch of reworking to the mags. They used to have more issues with the magazines than they do nowadays. And from my research, getting ready for this video, I actually found it looks like High Point's actually reworking their pistols, their firearms. This model in particular, right now. So they're going to be coming out with a new updated version this year or next, and we'll see we'll see what that looks like. If they're able to improve the appearance, you never know. You might see people lay off on the hate, but it is an affordable option. And like I said, the one complaint that Brad had going through the concealed carry course was the grip. I mean, 1 or 2 feeding malfunctions throughout the course of his class, that's pretty dang good. I've certainly seen a lot more expensive sidearms that had feeding more than that when it came to feeding issues and misfires, light primer strikes. And, you know, that's a pretty quick and easy fix. I'm going to take care of that as soon as I finish this video. Like I said, that was why I decided to go on and do the video. But there is no texturing on the grip. I mean, it's got a little bit of texturing back here on the back, and it has a little bit up at the front, but not much. And that was, he said that as he sweated during the class, that became an issue. I'm also going to end up probably throwing up a review on the 9mm carbine. I've had numerous friends who've owned that, and they actually loved it. It's certainly affordable as well. So, but I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Just a quick tabletop review before I did the work on it. And if you did, press like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and we look forward to posting some more videos on work that we're doing. I actually have a semi-auto shotgun that I'm going to be posting a video on because it was brought to me. It's a cluster. It's got all kinds of problems with it from the looks of it. Things dang near falling apart when it was brought to me. And like I said, hope y'all enjoyed it and y'all have a good day. Bye.